What if I told you there's an invisible quantum door right in front of you? And tonight that door is opening. Most people will miss it, but you won't. We spend so much of life feeling stuck, in loops of anxiety, disappointment, and strange coincidences no one can explain. Have you ever wondered, is there a hidden signal guiding you past the edge of what you think is real? In quantum physics, every moment is vibration. And when frequencies hit a point of resonance, it's like a door opens, moving you from an old state into a higher level of awareness. Tonight is one of those rare moments. So, are you ready to step through? Don't picture this door as wood or steel, some giant portal from a movie. The quantum door isn't out there. It lives inside your awareness. And here's the biggest secret: you've touched it many times without realizing it. Classical physics once taught us the world is rigid, matter is solid, space is empty, time moves in a straight line. Step into the quantum world, and everything shifts. Matter isn't truly solid. Atoms, the bricks of the universe, are 99.999% empty space. What remains is vibrating energy. Particle and wave are one. An electron behaves like a particle or a wave, depending on how you look at it. Reality isn't fixed. Only when observed do particles lock into a specific state. From this view, the quantum door isn't a thing, it's a vibrational state of consciousness where you move from infinite possibilities into one lived reality. You've felt it before, haven't you? A moment of intense anxiety, and then a breeze crosses your skin, and suddenly everything resets. You're in a cafe, mind quiet, when a powerful idea pops in, as if someone whispered it into your ear. Or you're driving, glance up at the sky, and a deep peace washes over you, like the universe is holding you. Those are moments when you graze the quantum door, a thin seam between physical reality and unbounded potential. Imagine the world as a vast ocean of music. Every thought, every feeling, is a melody. When you're anxious, you broadcast a heavy, slow frequency. When you're joyful and grateful, your frequency grows bright and clear. And when you become balanced, focused, and open-hearted, you tune into a very specific station, the frequency that opens the door. Like dialing a radio through static until a song comes in perfectly, the quantum door opens when you match its band. Consider the famous double-slit experiment. When electrons aren't observed, they move like waves, spreading into many possibilities. When observed, they collapse into particles, choosing a single path. Translation: your consciousness is the key. Observation equals selection. No observation equals endless potential. The quantum door is the threshold between those two states. Across spiritual traditions, this door has many names. In Buddhism, anatta, no self, release the ego and a gate to liberation opens. In Hinduism, moksha, freedom from the cycle, a passage into true sovereignty. In Western mysticism, the gate of heaven, not a faraway place, but a state of mind. All of them point to the same experience, a shift in frequency where we touch the deepest fabric of the universe. Picture yourself inside a sealed room. The walls are worry, doubt, fear. No exit in sight. Then, a thin line of light appears. You step closer, reach out, and the wall dissolves into a vast, radiant space. That is the quantum door, always there, invisible, opening the moment you change your point of view. Max Planck, the father of quantum theory, once said, "I regard consciousness as fundamental. I regard matter as derivative from consciousness. If consciousness is the ground of everything, then the quantum door is the path back to that ground, beyond the limits of matter and time." The door isn't somewhere out there. It's a vibrational state within you. It opens when your awareness syncs with the quantum field, where reality hasn't collapsed yet. It appears in moments of wakefulness, surrender, and deep listening. But here's the thing, the door isn't open all the time. There are moments when the universe resonates more intensely, and those moments are golden opportunities. So why is tonight different? Few people know this. The quantum door doesn't stay open. It hums at full power during very specific windows, when the cosmos and human consciousness line up like a perfectly tuned orchestra. And tonight is one of those moments. The universe isn't still. It's a vast ocean of energy, pulsing with waves. The moon pulls the tides. The sun shapes Earth's magnetic field. Planetary motions create cosmic resonance. But it's not only the heavens. Human consciousness is energy too. When millions, even billions, of minds synchronize, they send ripples through the quantum field. The door opens when these rhythms interfere constructively, creating a precise frequency, a key fitting a lock. Have you ever had a day where everything just clicked? You think of an old friend, and your phone lights up with their call. You're torn about a decision, and a billboard you've never noticed before speaks to you like it was written for this exact moment. You dream of a place, and days later you find yourself standing there. These aren't accidents. They happen when your personal field locks in with the larger field. On special days, like tonight, that alignment amplifies. Is there any science behind this? Solar activity and Earth's magnetic field. During geomagnetic storms, researchers observe unusual brainwave patterns and heightened intuitive states, evidence that cosmic weather can influence consciousness. The Global Consciousness Project, Princeton random number generators placed around the world show statistical deviations during major global events, moments of mass attention seemingly bending. Randomness. Biological entrainment. When groups meditate together, heart rhythms and brainwaves can synchronize. If a small group can do this, imagine millions resonating at once. Ancient cultures already knew pieces of this. In the East, full moons, solstices, and eclipses were seen as cosmic windows, times when souls touch higher realms more easily. The Greeks called it kairos, a sacred moment when time opens. Indigenous healers chose certain nights for ceremony, believing the veil between seen and unseen thinned. What they called the night the heavens open. We might call today the quantum gateway, a door resonating with human awareness. Tonight isn't special only because of the cosmos. It's personal. If you're hearing this, your awareness is ready. Sometimes the universe's window lines up with your own inner timing, creating a double door. That's why you just happened to watch this now. It isn't random. It's a signal. Remember, the door doesn't stay open forever. It opens when resonance peaks. Then the energy contracts, and the old loop calls you back. So tonight is an invitation. If you pass it by, you might wait a long time to feel this alignment again. Carl Jung said, "Synchronicity is a meaningful coincidence, when the universe whispers to you." The very coincidence of you hearing this may be that whisper. The door is open, right now. The door opens during resonance, when cosmic energy and collective awareness sync. Tonight is one of those rare windows. If you're awake, you'll notice the signs gathering around you. How do you know you're truly standing at the door? Do you ever feel caught in a strange loop, as if an invisible thread keeps pulling you toward the same people, patterns, and numbers over and over? That's not random. That's the first sign you're at the threshold. You're walking, mind drifting, and a distant memory floods in. A scene you swear you've lived before but can't place. Déjà vu? It isn't just a brain glitch. It's a signal you're brushing the seam between timelines, where past, present, and future touch. When déjà vu hits, you're closer to the door than you think. Some days you meet strings of coincidences. You think of someone, and they text. You're wrestling with work, open a random book, and a perfect sentence answers you. You ask, why now? Because the universe isn't late. These synchronicities are the door's language. Pay attention. The path is opening. Sometimes the sign comes through dreams. You see a place, a face, an event, and days later, it plays out in waking life. That's not chaos in your subconscious. That's a window from your higher self, your future, wiser you, pointing you toward the opening. Then there's the quiet inner calling. No spreadsheet can justify it, but you feel pulled to move, change jobs, end a chapter, begin a quest. It's not ordinary logic. It's a knock from the other side of the door. It's time. A subtler sign. You start watching your thoughts. Instead of drowning in fear or overthinking, you notice them drifting past, like clouds. The instant you become the observer, your hand is on the handle. Quantum physics agrees, the observer shapes reality. When you realize you are not the thoughts, you are the awareness watching them, you're standing at the threshold. And maybe the clearest sign, your old life no longer fits. Habits, relationships, and roles that once felt safe now feel tight and heavy. You ache for something bigger, freedom, truth, expansion. That's not meaningless restlessness. It's the doorway calling you into the next chapter. If any of these have been showing up, understand this isn't chance. It's how the universe speaks. It's how the door glows in the dark. If you can see it, you're already there. Why do these signs appear? How does think it, see it happen? Why dreams, synchronicities, inner surges, exactly when you need them? To answer that, look at the heart of quantum science, where the world isn't brick and mortar, but an ocean of probabilities. Back to the double slit. Electrons fired at two slits paint a wave pattern, as if each electron explores many paths. Add a detector to watch them, and the wave collapses. Each electron chooses one path. This is the observer effect. Reality isn't fixed, it's potential, until awareness arrives. And you, through consciousness, open the door. Imagine your life as a room lined with 1,000,000 doors. Each door leads to a different version of reality, one where you thrive, one where you don't, one where love finds you, another where it passes by. All the doors exist in the quantum field. Which one opens depends on your attention and your frequency. What you keep observing and fueling, that's the door you walk through. You've felt this. Ruminate on fear, and life keeps handing you scenes to meet that fear. Live in inner scarcity, and scarcity echoes back. On days your inner frequency rises, surprises and support line up. That's not superstition, it's quantum behavior mirrored in a human life. Planck again, consciousness is fundamental, matter flows from it. Consciousness isn't locked in your skull. It's the field behind the world. The quantum door is where consciousness and matter meet to write your story. You might ask, then why can't I manifest everything I think? Because thoughts are the surface. The real signal is your felt frequency. You can say you believe in abundance, but if your chest hums with worry, the field hears lack. The door that opens matches what you actually resonate. That's why sages emphasize stillness, surrender, and witnessing. When you stop grasping and become the observer, your signal clarifies. The door hums, then opens. Think radio again, tune the dial and the song appears. Miss by a hair and you get static. The universe is always broadcasting love, freedom, creativity. You receive the station your inner frequency matches. The moment you click into tune, reality shifts. Modern studies hint at this too. Many experiments suggest human intention and attention influence matter. Masaru Emoto's water crystal images are a pop culture example. Kind words formed beautiful crystals. Harsh words fragmented them. If intention can shape water, the majority of your body, why not the field around you? Look long enough at quantum behavior, and you realize what we call miracles, coincidences, and spiritual signs are the universe responding to a conscious observer. The door isn't somewhere far away. It's right here, in the instant you change how you look, and remember you're a co-creator. You might wonder, if this is real, why weren't we taught it? Because the door has been known for millennia, by mystics, sages, and healers from India, Tibet, Egypt. They called it liberation, heaven's gate, awakening. As civilization centralized, knowledge bent toward control, and this deeper wisdom got sidelined. Ask yourself, what would happen if everyone knew they could co-create reality? If millions realized they weren't bound by systems and scripts? Control would crumble. We're trained to comply, school, selected lessons, job, debt, worry. No one says, your consciousness is the key. No textbook explains that emotion, frequency, and focus can reshape experience. So your déjà vu, meaningful coincidences, or premonition dreams get labeled imaginary, or random. But those are the moments your hand brushes the door. When your soul stirs, voices outside say, be realistic. But that reality is a wall built by collective belief, an invisible prison making you forget your power. That's why the quantum door has become a silent secret. Few talk about it openly, but anyone who searches, curious and brave, finds its fingerprints: Eastern philosophy, Western esoterica, hints from great scientists. Einstein praised imagination over knowledge. Planck grounded matter in consciousness. Jung framed synchronicity as the universe's language. They're puzzle pieces rarely assembled. Tonight you're seeing the picture. This is why you've never been taught the door plainly. It doesn't fit systems that prefer you small. Once you know you can shift your frequency and step into a different reality, fear loosens. Control weakens. You stop living in someone else's script. If you're still here, you're already dissolving the fog. You've spotted the seam of light on the wall. You know there's another way. One step, and you leave the loop for the reality you choose. Now imagine standing right at the door. For years you circled the same room, same habits, same fears, same thoughts, believing that room was the whole world. Then, in a single moment, the door opens. You step through, and the first change isn't outside, it's inside. A weight lifts. The rusted chains of worry fall away. You take a breath, and for the first time it feels like you're inhaling light. Air nourishes not just your lungs, but your soul. Colors brighten. Ordinary sounds, wind, leaves, your own footsteps, become a fresh symphony. Nothing, out there, has changed, your frequency has. And reality responds. The small, old story of, "I'm not enough, I don't deserve, I'm stuck," dissolves like smoke. You connect with a higher version of you, your higher self. From there, a quiet power rises, the power to choose, to create, to walk without fear. Life stops feeling random. Everything, even the small things, carries design. The people you meet, the book you pick up, the moment you glance at the sky, all become the language of the universe. You're no longer wandering, you're in dialogue. As you walk further, the outer world reorganizes. New opportunities appear. Material doors, work, relationships, paths, swing open like they were waiting. Synchronicities multiply, and now you know, it isn't luck. It's coherence. You're moving with the quantum current. Most importantly, a deep inner freedom arrives. Not the freedom to do whatever you want, but the freedom from fear's grip. Eyes on you don't control you. Old scripts don't cage you. You become a conscious creator, not a habitual reactor. People describe it like a fish slipping out of a bowl into the ocean. Water is still water, but the ocean dwarfs the bowl. Once you remember you belong to the ocean, you stop fearing the bowl's glass. That's what happens when you step through. You don't become someone else. You remember who you really are. You don't turn into light. You realize you've been light all along. But consider the risk of missing it. If the door opens and you don't see it, life goes on as if it never existed. Wake with worry, work with fatigue, come home to unanswered questions, sleep, repeat. The door remains, but each day you ignore it, it dims. You start believing. This is all there is. The universe's whisper fades. Dreams feel meaningless. The world turns gray because you've lost your connection to wonder. The danger isn't the door closing, it's forgetting it was ever there. Beliefs build thicker walls, convincing you reality is singular, and you have no choice but to accept its limits. Those beliefs become shackles, and you lock yourself into a poorer reality, while, just beside you, another waits. Many live entire lives this way, calling opportunity delusion, labeling synchronicity random, silencing the inner call in favor of safety. Then, late in life, they ask, "What kept me from living fully?" The simple answer, they missed the door, and let it seal. Don't let that be you. Don't wait for a better day. The door doesn't open on your schedule, it opens on the universe's rhythm. If you don't walk through when it glows, you might wait months, years, lifetimes, for another moment like this. Tonight the door is open. If your heart is vibrating as you hear this, take it as your sign. The real failure isn't falling, it's spending your life in a reality that was never yours. Many have crossed before us. They didn't always call it quantum, but they described the same leap, from the old world to the new. Think of Carl Jung, who spoke of synchronicity, meaningful coincidences pointing to the meeting of personal mind and universal field. He crossed the threshold when he dared to look beyond strict materialism and honor the universe's whisper. Think of Max Planck, who declared that consciousness is fundamental and matter derivative. In that statement was a door, a glimpse behind the physical world into the conscious ground. And listen to the everyday witnesses, those who've had near-death experiences and describe stepping through a radiant door into unconditional love, returning forever changed. Monks and mystics who speak of an expanded state where the personal self dissolves into the whole. Modern souls who left, safe, careers to follow an inner call, or walked through breakdowns into profound meaning. Ask them, and they'll tell you, one day, an invisible door opened, and they stepped. Life was never the same. You're not alone. Those who've crossed aren't myths. They're scientists, sages, neighbors, and people like you, listening right now. If they can, you can. The quantum door doesn't discriminate. It doesn't care about status, degrees, or income. It opens for anyone awake enough to notice. If your heart is resonating as you hear this, you may be next. When you pass through, you don't just change the outside, you connect more deeply with the higher version of you, your higher self. Higher self isn't a distant deity or an external voice. It's you at a higher frequency, the part that sees the whole map while your day-to-day self sees one turn at a time. Daily life is a maze. You take steps, turn left or right, sometimes stuck, sometimes lost. Your higher self stands above, seeing the entire pattern, where the exits are, the fastest route, the dead ends. Step through the quantum door, and you plug directly into that panoramic view. Remember those times an undeniable intuition rose up? A quiet voice said, "Do this, not that." And when you listened, everything flowed. That wasn't luck. That was your higher self signaling through the door. With that connection, a deep peace settles in. Not because life becomes perfect, but because you sense a larger design guiding you. Fear softens. Even challenges feel purposeful, tiles in a mosaic your higher self can already see. Sometimes the guidance comes in dreams, you see a place, and days later you're standing there. Sometimes it arrives in stillness, during meditation or a quiet moment alone, when an idea, a direction, a single clear sentence drops in. That's not the analytical mind. That's the whisper through the seam. When the door is open, the signal is stronger. The voice isn't buried under the noise of doubt. It rings clear, light through dark. You begin to live with a steady trust. You are being guided, and nothing is wasted. This isn't fantasy. Millions on the path have reported the same thing. If you get still and listen, you'll hear it too. Your higher self never left. It's waiting for you to open the door. Once you feel that connection, life doesn't go back. You stop wandering. You stop asking, "What should I do?" and start walking the path that unfolds under your feet, the one that was always meant for you. There's one more truth. The door doesn't only open on rare cosmic nights. It can open any time you keep your frequency in tune. Stepping through matters, but keeping it open shapes your whole journey. How? Not with grand gestures, but with small, repeatable practices that keep you as an awake observer instead of a passenger in the chaos. First, stillness. The world is loud, your mind louder. Without pause, you'll miss the seam of light. Just a few minutes a day, sit, close your eyes, breathe deeply, feel each inhale and exhale, purifies your frequency. Stillness doesn't just calm the mind, it syncs you with the field. Next, gratitude. Not just a nice feeling, but a powerful frequency. Gratitude broadcasts, "I am already resourced." And in a quantum universe, sufficiency attracts more sufficiency. Each day, ask, "What am I grateful for today?" A smile, a meal, the fact you're breathing. Every thank you nudges the door wider. Then, watch your thoughts. Don't force positivity, that's just another cage. Watch instead. Clouds crossing a wide sky. Oh, that's fear. That's doubt. The moment you notice, you are the observer again, and the observer keeps the door from swinging shut. Finally, remember, The door isn't limited to a single night. It opens in every moment you choose awareness over autopilot, surrender over grasping, courage over habit. Each day lived in gratitude, presence, and trust in your higher self is a day the door stays open. Think of the door like a flame. It needs attention, stillness, and love. Ignore it, and it flickers out. Feed it each day with a breath of awareness, a moment of thanks, a minute of witnessing, and it burns steady. The door does not close. You've heard the story of the door, why it opens tonight, how to see the signs, how your higher self waits on the other side. But stories remain stories unless you practice. Here are 2 simple methods you can use right now to feel the door opening in everyday life. Practice 1. Quantum breath, 3 minutes to rebalance. Sit somewhere quiet. No need to be a monk or have a perfect setup, just a chair or the edge of your bed. Gently close your eyes. Inhale deeply through your nose, but this time, imagine you're breathing in light from the universe. Feel it pour in through the crown of your head, down through your body, all the way to your feet. Hold for a few seconds. Exhale slowly, imagining worry, fear, and heavy thoughts leaving your body like smoke. Inhale, light. Exhale, darkness dissolves. Inhale, abundance. Exhale, every limit. Continue for 3 minutes, long enough for your brain to ease from busy beta into calm alpha, long enough for heart and brain to sink into biological coherence. You'll start to feel the door humming inside you. Practice 2. The Synchronicity Journal, 7-day conversation with the universe. Turn coincidences into a living language. The signs, a chance meeting, an overheard sentence, a dream that later unfolds, are how the door speaks. For the next 7 days, carry a small notebook or open a notes app. Each time something odd or meaningful happens, coincidence, déjà vu, a vivid dream, write it down. Don't judge it or force a meaning. Just record. After a week, patterns emerge. Events that seemed random start to link like tiles in a mosaic. You'll realize the universe has always been talking, you just hadn't been listening. This isn't a game, it's a tool for expanding awareness. It trains your brain to notice the seams of light in the wall of reality. The more you notice, the wider they open. Combine them. Each morning, spend 3 minutes with quantum breath. All day, track synchronicities. In a single week, your lens shifts, anxiety gives way to connection, randomness becomes arrangement, smallness turns into belonging. You'll feel yourself moving with a universe that's opening doors for you. Don't treat these as chores. Treat them as a private ritual. Every breath, every journal line is a whisper you send into the field, and the field whispers back, with signs and doors. You know the story now. The door isn't myth or movie magic. It's a living frequency opening to you right now. You know why tonight matters, how to spot the signals, that your higher self waits just beyond, and how to keep the door open. What remains is your choice. Will you stay in the loop, living the same day again and again? Or will you step through, into the freedom, connection, and expansion your soul has always wanted? If you're hearing this, it isn't random. This is the sign. This is the invitation. You are the one being called. If this door is calling your name, don't keep it to yourself. Like, share, and subscribe to Quantum Energy Shift so others can find the seam of light in their walls too. And don't miss the next video, we'll go even deeper, so you can not only open the door, but live fully in the quantum flow. As Max Planck said, consciousness is fundamental. Matter is derivative of consciousness. Tonight, the quantum door is open. If you dare step through, you'll never see the world with the same eyes again. I'll meet you on the other side.